There's only a few ways you can go from being a backup dancer on a comedy show to starring in almost 40 movies and going triple platinum by age 30. JLO did it, and she got quite a few bumps and bruises along the way. She chose the hardest and most surest way to get there, and in the next few minutes I'll explain exactly how she did it. Then how does someone cash some of the industry's biggest checks while not being the best actress, not being the best singer, or the best dancer? How does someone rise to the highest heights of the industry, all while coming from humble beginnings in the Bronx? There's something we can all learn from Jennifer Lopez if we want to be more successful. Whether you want to get a promotion at work, make a few extra sales in your business, or become a multi-millionaire megastar, if we put in the non-stop work and relentless hustle that JLO does, we can improve ourselves just a little bit more. According to JLO, this is what she said: "When I first started on television, people, and even my own manager at the time, would tell me I had to make all these changes. But you have to stand up and you have to say, there's nothing wrong with me, or my shape, or who I am. You're the one with the problem." And when you can really believe that, all of a sudden other people will start believing too. That's according to JLO. Not only has she been true to who she is, she's a non-stop worker, and her drive is enviable. She's even said, quote, "I think a lot about teaching my kids to work hard," end quote. The interesting thing about JLO is that she doesn't have the singing range of Mariah Carey or Christina Aguilera, but she sold 70 million records over her career. There's not many people who can say that. Making the leap from one of the fly girls on the show In Living Color, she hustled her way into the role of Selena, which helped catapult her onto the industry radar. Going from actor to singer isn't a simple road, and it doesn't work for most of those who attempt it. But JLO made it look easy when her debut album On the 6 ended up going triple platinum. She spanned 2 huge radio hits from it with If You Had My Love and Waiting for Tonight. One of the things I find fascinating about JLO is her unrelenting confidence in herself. Shortly after her album On the 6 was becoming a hit, she bought a mansion in Hollywood for $4.3 million well before her success was a sure thing. And the industry is littered with artists who have had an initial hit only to fade away and lose their money and their prominence in the process. Now in hindsight, it seemed that she was making a statement that she intended to stick around for quite a while. Now after so much work and initial success, a lot of people would just sit back, smell the roses, and enjoy their success for a minute. But not Jennifer Lopez. She started dating actor Ben Affleck in a high-profile relationship, and they did a film together called Jiggly. It completely bombed, and her demise was predicted and probably welcomed by many in the industry. Whether she just had so much confidence, or maybe the money pressure started rearing its ugly head, she got right back to work. Now unfortunately, for quite a few years following, nothing seemed to go her way. It's rarely a smooth ride for anyone, and for JLO it was no exception. There's an old Japanese proverb that says, 7 times down, 8 times up, and JLO embodies that. She got married again, this time to singer Mark Anthony, and had twins in 2008, and that didn't slow her down either. After almost a decade of projects that went nowhere, and it seemed her career had already seen its best days, she landed a role in 2011 as a judge on the hit TV show American Idol. That put her back in the public spotlight again on a weekly basis, and she did not let that opportunity go to waste. That same year, she released her 6th album, Love, which got mixed reviews by critics, but it proved moderately successful, selling almost 400,000 copies and putting JLO squarely back on the map and back into her fans' lives. There's very few stars who have been A-listers for more than 2 decades. That list is minuscule when you consider all the people constantly in and out of the entertainment industry. And one of the things that's so admirable about JLO is that she's been a huge success in movies and music, and it's hard enough to have even moderate success in just one of those. More recently, she's had a few missteps with the release of her documentary This Is Me and her marriage recently to Ben Affleck that seems to be on the rocks according to media reports. But one thing about JLO, if you're going to bet, is that she will continue to work relentlessly, and that ultimately she will make yet another comeback and become that much more successful.